first performance of a new work is always a bit scary.
The music has just put sense to the words.
Yes, it's quite different to anything I've ever sung before, but lovely, lovely piece of music.
I think they'll have enjoyed themselves out there, and that's what it's all about.
It's one of our calling cards, I think, having these new works, and I have to say that that we've had a huge amount of success with the commissions. It's a very risky thing to do, to ask somebody to write a new piece and actually have the concert hall booked in advance. So there's a lot of fear involved, and I think it just says a lot about the choir and hopefully about me as the conductor, that we're willing to have this, to take this risk with this brand new piece.
I wanted to do something for the Hertfordshire chorus, which has given me so much pleasure over so many years. Why the Nightingale? I felt there was some resonance between the song of the bird and choral music, but also the juxtaposition of pain and pleasure, a theme that permeates Keats's life and works, and I felt was a basis for a sumptuous piece of music.
The most exciting evening of all is when we get our scores for the first time and we sight read through the music. And just that process of hearing these, what are basically dots on a page, come alive. This is before the composer's heard any of it. So we're rehearsing the music before the composer's heard it, which seems very strange to me. Then there's that evening when the composer actually comes along for the first time. I'm a bit nervous, the choir's a bit nervous, but what we don't realise is the composer's 10 times more nervous. 144, and then we go half speed at 72.
It should actually end up quicker than the speed we're going to get to. So we should get to kind of 2 before 11. So it's actually a different speed.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
I can do that.
Great.
I think singers who've been singing with the choir for a while don't seem to have any fear at all, nor should they. I do sometimes wonder what it's like for an absolutely brand new singer coming into a rehearsal who's perhaps doesn't read music terribly well, and suddenly they're handed this piece of music which is a brand new piece which nobody's ever seen before or sung before. What I would say to those singers is just to go in and enjoy it. Nobody is actually holding a microphone up in front of their mouth. And they have to think that even though they're a stranger there, that everybody else in the room is also new to this piece. And they're all part of this great adventure.
You've done a fantastic job to prepare this, I really do. The hardest bit is yet to come, as you know, because you've done new works before. No doubt it will feel difficult and unfamiliar, and there'll be that feeling of not being quite as close together and being further away from David, and the sound being a different thing. But I know you're a great choir and you're used to dealing with that, so just get through that, and I think the music is going to absolutely blossom. Thank you, David, and thank you to your work. Fantastic.
Today was very, very good. Monday was good as well, to hear the choir sing it through complete, which is the first time I'd heard it through completely. Felt very good about that, and then I heard the orchestra play it through on their own, and then with the choir, really. I mean, I feel it feels like the piece I wanted, but more than that, because it's got the emotion. Because the composer, you can't supply the emotion. You can only supply the notes that hopefully will give the emotion, so the performers alone can provide you with the emotion, and I felt like it was emotive this afternoon.
Yeah,
so
you bet.
yeah, may he rest in peace, dear old Keats. Sorry he couldn't be here tonight.
in the past dozen years, everything's changed around dramatically. We've had the wonderful Gareth Malone, who has been teaching the world to sing. We've also had programs like Glee. We've had bands like Oasis using choirs and Muse wanting to use a choir. And it just seems to me that the whole choral world is on a real up. Every single Hollywood blockbuster you see, there's a fantastic choir in there. And I'm hoping that when you go and see a blockbuster in 2 or 3 years' time, that choir will be Hertfordshire Chorus. Because my feeling is that the skills that the singers have acquired over the past few years, simply by singing so many different genres of music, has given them the skill to go into the recording studio and put the music on the stand. The ink is still wet and they just do the business. And I think we're ready for that. So just watch this space.